So one of my favorite plots in all of card magic is the card on the table plot, meaning you have a card on the table and the spectator names any card and you could effectively turn that card over and supposedly show that to be their card. Now, of course, there are different ways to do this. I've talked about a number of ways on the channel. This is just one of many ways that I think you guys might enjoy and get your noggin jogging on this particular concept. So this one is using a little bit of a spread call switch. Now, I'm not going to actually do the performance for you guys here because I think that's kind of dumb with nobody here. So I'm just going to tell you guys what the trick is and how to do it. So for this trick, you're going to need two identical or very similar looking jokers. And your setup is that you're going to take one of these jokers and that's going to go on top of the deck. And the other joker is going to go somewhere near the top of the deck. So in this case, it could go 6 from the top, 7 from the top. It doesn't matter as long as it's near the top of the deck and you're good to go. So from here, you're going to take this top card, you're going to put it on the table, and you're going to have the spectator name any card in the deck. Any card, there are 53 cards in the deck, sir. Go ahead and name any card you want. And of course, here, the spectator, if they happen to start thinking and going, oh, wait, 53 cards, I forgot the deck also includes a joker. You know what? I'm going to name the joker. If the spectator happens to have that mindset and name the joker, you're good to go. So this is an old little gag from magic book. I don't recall where it is. I think it was something from Gene Heegaard. And he had this idea where if you have the spectator name any card from a 53 card deck, you say there are 53 cards in a deck. I want you to name any card. They're more inclined to name the joker because they're thinking that they're going to catch you out. But really, you got them on the reel. So that's the little gag here. And we're going to exploit that gag for this particular trick because if they don't name the joker, let's say they name the Queen of Hearts, and here you're going to call attention to the gag and say, oh, you know, sometimes when people hear me say name any card, there are 53 cards in the deck. Oftentimes they'll name the joker just to try to catch me out. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to go through the deck and look for the card that they named. So in this case, the Queen of Hearts is over here. When I come to it, I'm going to call the card. So these cards are being faced towards me right now. When I come towards the Queen of Hearts, I call it. However, as I bring my hands down, that's when I do the action of the call in looking for the joker. So you notice why I've put the joker closer to the face of the deck is because it gives me all these cards as potential options for the spectator to name. Now we're going to go into what happens if the spectator happens to name one of these cards. However, for now, what's happened is that that Queen of Hearts is riding in the back of the spread. When you come to the joker, you've placed the Queen of Hearts right there directly behind the joker so that when you score it up and turn it over, you have effectively switched that joker for the Queen of Hearts. So now you could take the deck, you could outjog this card and use this card to turn over this card on the table, showing it to be the Queen of Hearts. Really, you've switched it for the joker, which is a great little retention of vision because they see joker in your hand when you do this move, which is a little bit discrepant. They still see joker in your hand, so it all makes sense. So that's switch. Let's talk about this. The spectator thinks you're holding a joker in this hand. Really, you're holding their card. You come in, sliding the card underneath. Notice my middle finger braces the card on this side so that I could slide this card underneath, turn everything over, pushing that queen off, tapping it with the joker as if that's the card that helped me turn it over. And now I put the joker back on the deck and show that I have in fact predicted their card to be on the table from the start. What a powerful trick. So what happens if the spectator happens to name a card that's in your top stock? Well, don't fret. Well, let's assume that the joker is over here and the Queen of Hearts is somewhere among the top stock. So we're going to spread through the deck and notice that there isn't any sort of queen here. We're going to come to the joker and outjog it. This is done towards ourselves. Now we're going to see and spot where their card is because we're going to need to obtain a break below that card. So as we square up the cards, we're going to remain with the joker. So we're going to separate the deck where the outjog joker is. However, we have a pinky break right below the spectator's card. So what this is going to allow you to do is one of two switches that I'm going to cover for this particular action. So remember the cards on the table. You're showing the joker to the spectator and calling attention to the fact that we're hoping that they would in fact, or some people in fact, name the joker to try to catch you out. The first version of this switch is a block push-off move. So what's going to happen is that you're showing the joker. Now in the action of taking the joker and turning it face down, you're switching it for the Queen of Hearts using a block push-off. So there aren't going to be more than, I would say, 6 or 7 cards that the spectator could have picked. So in this case, when we get a break below the spectator's card, we're going to use our thumb to push off all the cards above the break into the right-hand half while we are turning this whole thing over. So apparently the action that you're trying to approximate here is you're taking the joker and turning it over. However, you're actually pushing over an entire block of cards that are passing off as this joker. Now, this is hidden in the action of the motion. So the motion is that you're turning that card over. However, the actual action and the actual thing that you're doing is that you're switching that joker for about 4 cards, which is fine because the motion covers the actual action. So you shouldn't worry about that. So this is the first iteration of the switch here. So in order to do that block push off, you have a break with your pinky. You're going to use your thumb to put pressure, which is going to lift all those cards up and effectively let you push that block with your thumb. You're going to take that block with your fingers here in the right hand, turn everything over, slide over that top card, and you're in the exact same position that you were before when you called the card. So that's one potential option you could do. Another option would be that you outjog the joker towards yourself. You spot their card, which in this case, the Queen of Hearts. This time you're going to get a break above the Queen of Hearts as you square up the cards and show the joker here. So you're showing the joker to the spectator. You have a break above the spectator's card. Now what's going to happen here is a very discrepant sort of switch action in that you're going to square the cards up briefly with the joker. You're going to lift up at the break as you risk kill and thumb off supposedly the joker on the deck. Really, you've cut to your break and you're thumbing off the Queen of Hearts. So let's go over that move in action here. You are showing the joker. You have a break right there, right above the spectator's card. You're going to square the right-hand cards up with the deck briefly. You're going to lift up at your break as you risk kill with your right hand and thumb off supposedly the joker on the table. Really, you're thumbing off the spectator's card. So in action, that move should just look like you're thumbing off the joker onto the table. Really, you're in the same position as before, where now you could execute the switch and show the fact that their card has been in the table from the start. So that is a nice little way of doing a thought of card on the table. You have 2 different switches there that could apply to other tricks. I hope you guys get that jogging, that noggin jogging, in different ways you could use the switches, different ways you could do and present this sort of trick. But I do love that concept of the 53 card deck. So you name 53 cards and then you could use the joker as an excuse to accomplish the method. So there you go, card on the table, thought of card on the table. I hope you guys appreciate it. Thank you guys for being hot patrons, and I'll see you guys on the next one.